Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming over. I really do appreciate you a lot. So this is the back bodice of our basic bodice pattern. What I'm doing now, I'm just drafting out all the lines, the chest line, the bust line, the hip line, and all the other lines that we have on the front panel. That is all what I'm tracing out on this back bodice, because they are going to all be the same lines. The length from my shoulder to my chest line is going to be the same for the front and for the back. So also my length from my shoulder down to my waist is going to be the same for the front and also for the back. So that is what I just do. So now I'm trying to draft out the armhole for the back. It's not going to be having the inner curve like the front. So these are some of the differences that we have in between the front and the back bodies. Okay, the back armhole is not going to, you're not going to be coming in by any extra amount. You're just going to connect from the line connecting to your chest line. You're just going to connect it to your armhole. And for the neck, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch, not 3 inches as for the front. And the same neck, the same wideness of the neck, which is 3 inches, still applies to the back. And I'm just tracing out the side allowance together with the seam allowance of 1 inch, and together with the side allowance. So that is what I basically did here. Okay, so once I'm done with that, and you can see I added a zipper allowance to the back, which I didn't add to the front. There is a zipper allowance of 1.5 inches, which I explained in the previous video on this back, but we're not going to be putting the zipper allowance of 1.5 inches on the front panel. Okay, and I'm going to be explaining to you how to eliminate bulginess on your bodies around the waist area. I'm going to be explaining that in this video also. So now I'm just tracing out the lines. That is my shoulder line that I traced out just now. That is for the neck, which I came down by 1 inch from the shoulder line. Okay, and the wideness of the neck, which is 3 inches for the wideness. Then we're going to label the zipper side, which is the zipper allowance here, in which we measured 1.5 inches for. That is the zipper allowance here, 1.5 inches, specifically just for the back alone. Then now we are going to go on to draft the darts for the waist dart of the back bodies. Note that for the back bodies, your dart is not going to start from the bust point like the front basic bodies block. For the back basic body, the dart is going to be starting from the chest line. Okay, and whatever you measure in front, that is the same thing you're going to be measuring at the back. For my front, I measured 3.5 inches, which is half of my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches divided by 2, which makes it 3.5. That was what I measured in front. So that is the same thing I measured at the back. So I'm going to be measuring my 3.5 inches on my chest line, my bust line, my waistline, down to my hip line. So after I've measured that, I'm going to be drawing a straight line to connect the lines all together. So once you're done doing that, then you're going to come down by 1 inch from the chest line. Unlike for the front panel that we came down from the bust line, So for the back bodice, for the back panel, we're going to be coming down from the chest line, and then I deducted half of an inch as the same as I did for the front. Same thing for the back on the waistline, and I'm just going to be connecting the lines together, and I'm going to come up by 2 inches from my hip line, and I'm going to connect the lines from my waistline down to my hip line in a triangular form like this. Remember, I said that a dart is a triangular fold, so that is why for that we always form out a triangular line, a triangular fold. So that is for the back bodice waist dart. And one other part of the differences we have between the front and the back bodice is that for the back, we're not going to be having a bust dart for this back bodice, unlike the front, because the function of a bust dart is to give full shape and fullness to the bust area. Okay, and then for your back bodice, we do not have a bust area on our back body, so that is why on the back bodies we are not going to be including a bust dart, only the waist dart, and in some other cases we can have the shoulder dart, but not a bust dart on the back bodice of a basic bodice block. We're not going to be having a bust dart, so that is why I did not include a bust dart for my back bodice panel. So to take out bulginess around the zip area around your waist, we're going to be coming out by half of an inch. I'm going to measure half of an inch from that side, as you see me do here. So once I measure half of an inch from the tip of my bodice, I'm going to connect it to both the hip line and the chest line. So now I'm just straightening out the lines. So I'm going to connect from that half-inch mark I did down to the hip line, and also I'm going to be connecting it right to the chest line. So now I'm going to do the same thing also for the other line on the zipper allowance. I'm going to trace out this with my marker so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Once I'm done tracing with my marker, then I'm going to come in by half of an inch on this other line of the zipper allowance line. So that I have done, and I decided to just transfer all my patterns. I decided to draft a new pattern here so that you can see what I am trying to explain. So the other line that I used a pen to mark out just half of an inch behind the zipper allowance line is the half inch I deducted to take out the bulginess on the waistline. So where that new ink line is and the previous one that I used markers to trace out, that is our new zipper allowance line. So this is basically what you need to draft a full basic bodice block. As I have explained, both the similarities and also the differences between a back and a front basic bodice block. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you have, please do not hesitate to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet. Thanks for watching and bye.